retrospective that we have been having, and we have had some of his best films already, and we have saved some of his most precious gems for the last. In words of Martin Scorsese, calling Federico Fellini a filmmaker is not enough, for he is a maestro. For a whole generation of film lovers, he is cinema. So with these words, I want to introduce you to tonight's offering, which is La Dolce Vita, which is regarded as one of his most and one of his biggest international successes. It is often regarded as the film that conquered the world. That's how popular the film was back in the day. It's still popular today, and it remains a very, very important film in Fellini's body of work. The last evening film that we had, Nights of Caveria, was probably what completed Fellini's tryst with neorealism. And now he's moving on into what has come to be known as the Fellini-esque. And it all starts with La Dolce Vita, and the lead that Fellini takes with this film is almost unheard of in the history of cinema. And it's one of the reasons why, we celebrate Fellini in how he's always able to constantly surprise with each new film. Probably the only example that comes to mind is that of Ingmar Bergman, wherein he took similar leap with Persona. But other than that, there are not many examples of filmmaker where they were able to completely metamorphose and transform themselves into a completely different filmmaker. I want to take a quick minute and try and touch upon why this happened. For this, we need to go back to the 50s, wherein Fellini had a bout with depression. And it was a very difficult time for Fellini. And that's when he got in touch with a Freudian psychoanalyst, and gradually he got introduced to the works of Carl Jung. He started reading biography of Carl Jung and constantly interacted with another psychoanalyst who, introduced him to the idea of dreams and to the idea of the honorific quality of Fellini films that we speak of, the dreamlike, hallucinatory, surrealistic imagery that has come to be known and used using the adjective Fellini-esque. So that's how this transformation happened, and gradually going forth, he became a much more complex filmmaker. This is not the Fellini who made I Vitelloni. This is not the Fellini of La Strada.